So why is the short-run average cost curve U-shaped? The first thing to remember is this is the short run. So we can't use long-run concepts. It has nothing to do with economies and diseconomies of scale, which involves changing the level of plant. This is the short run when the volume of capital is fixed. So what we use to explain this idea is the law of diminishing returns. As we increase the volume of labour onto a fixed amount of capital, we may well get increasing returns to labour. And that means that the cost of producing each of these units is going to fall. But beyond some point, diminishing returns sets in. Each unit of labour becomes less productive because it has too little capital to work with. Marginal product declines and marginal cost rises. And as marginal cost rises beyond some point, average cost rises too. So the law of diminishing returns explains why marginal cost falls in the short run and rises, and why average cost falls and rises in the short run. In the long run, we explain cost structures in terms of economies and diseconomies of scale, but in the short run, we explain it by reference to the law of diminishing returns.
Okay, let's try to fill in the table. Let's try to work out what average and marginal costs are. Have a look. So, when output is 0 and total cost is 55, average cost and marginal cost are really irrelevant. So then we are moving to the point where output is 1, total cost is 85, which gives us an average cost of 85. Why is that so? Because we divide total cost by the units of output. What's marginal cost? Well, it's the difference between 85 and 55, which in this case gives us 30. We move on. When output is 2, we've got total cost of 110 and average cost of 55. Why is that so? Because we divide 110 by 2 units of output and we get this. What's marginal cost? It's the difference between total cost between the second and the first unit of production, so marginal cost is 25. Unit number 3, total cost is 130. Average cost in this case will be 43.33, or it would be total cost divided by output, and marginal cost would be 20, the difference between 130 and 110. When output is 4, we've got an average cost of 40, so what we have to do is multiply average cost by the number of units, which would give us a result for total cost of 160. And marginal cost is again the difference between total cost for the fourth and the third unit, so this would be 30. For the fifth unit of production, average cost is 42, and we do exactly the same. We multiply 42 by 5 and we get 210 for total cost, and marginal cost is rising. It is 50, the difference between 210 and 160. Output is now 6, and we have a total cost of 280. We divide it by 6 units of output and we get 46.66 for average cost and 70 for marginal cost. Then we move on to output of 7 and we have a marginal cost of 90, and we can work out then that total cost is 370 And we can divide that one by the number of units, which is 7, and get 52.86 as our average cost. When output is 8, we do identically the same, and we get total cost of 480 and average cost of 60. Now we're moving down to the output of 9 units, and we have total cost of 610. We divide it by 9, and we've got average cost of 67.77 and marginal cost, which is rising, of 130. And the last one, we've got 10 units of production. We've got an average cost of 150. When we multiply it, obviously we have total cost of £1,500, and marginal cost has increased to 890.